I want you to be athletic.
Now it's feels quite solid under my feet.
Go in.
Right,
Boom.
right in the heart.
Big set here for Bryce Mooney. He wins. He's in. No pressure.
I've always felt and looked very hunched over at the ball, so I kind of consciously started being more straight up with the back.
Let me show
And
you.
I felt like it shallowed me out a little bit.
Let me tell you how I teach posture address. Give me a second. I want you to be athletic.
Yeah.
Period. So what I want you to do, obviously you're going to hover this off because I'm elevated off the ground. All I want you to do is get set up and tell me if you do anything different to be balanced.
If I do anything different than
You normally would set up.
okay. I stood my back straighter up,
And then notice what you like to do.
flared my feet a little bit.
No, you keep going back to your heels.
Interesting.
You're not balanced.
Gotta be more on my toes.
I know that'd be balanced.
Yeah, my fallback. But yeah, if I went like, because this was my hunch, and that is, look at me going to my heels.
How would you balance? So that's my way
there.
of telling people how to stand,
That's your spot.
which is like, well, you got to figure out how to athletically be able to stand balanced. Whatever. Now, those, we typically use yoga discs. That I just think makes it look better and sturdier. But when you stand on that, you went, whoa, I gotta make an adjustment. That adjustment is what is important.
Okay, that makes sense.
So for you to find your posture, how would you stand on that? That's my way of explaining it to people.
I like that. Makes sense. Because yeah, my old posture was here, and I'm gonna fall forward, so I have to.
So then you counterbalance by trying to sit back in your heels.
Yep.
So come take a look at this. So I'd use that as saying, how do we replicate that?
That looks so natural compared to what
It's great, doesn't
yeah.
it?
I love it.
Passes the eye test, does all, but like it's athletic for you.
Very.
But when you first sat on there, you had to find that.
Yeah.
And so that's how I teach setup,
I love it.
which is,
And now I got a baseline to go back to.
Exactly.
Right there.
But really the baseline is just keep finding yourself on unstable surfaces and do it more regularly, and you'll just get there.
Yeah, muscle memory. Now it's feels quite solid under my feet.
Okay, so let's talk about that. You probably are aware of this, but on the bottom of your feet are your proprioceptors. Right? My way of explaining is this. Your proprioceptors are like when you watch a space shuttle dock with another space shuttle, they're those little things that go
Yeah.
to straighten it up.
Yeah.
So your proprioception, which is the use of your proprioceptors, are on the bottom of your feet, and that firing balances you out. So if you're not doing unstable work a lot, like that puts it on hyperdrive. So when you stood back down on the ground, you're in hyperdrive, and all of a sudden your feet go,
that.
whoa.
Yeah, I felt
That's
that.
what solid feels like. So training to use your proprioceptors for your benefit has an advantage. So that's what you felt.
That was wild. It's still like
Yeah.
fading away.